So with Stevens gone from Pueblo East, how does the season shake out for the Eagles?
You know, it's going to be a challenge to replace a guy with that talent, and we'll see. It's always going to be a tough league down in that South Central Football League with Pueblo South and those guys. We know there's going to be some animosity over what happened in last year's Cannon game. Should be a fun one for the likes of us to go down and check out and just see how things go. But Pueblo East has always been a team that's found a way to, like the Fountain Fort Carsons we've talked about, maintain a certain level of consistency with their program, and I wouldn't expect to see anything less from the Eagles this fall.
And it's really a remarkable turnaround. I mean, I think it was like 15 years ago, maybe not that many years ago. 15, maybe it's more like 12, but where they went winless, and now East is like a team, you know, year in and year out are always in the Class 3A playoffs, and you know it's really great to see because football means so much in the Steel City.
Mm-hmm. And that was around the time that they brought in, I think it was David Ramirez, won a couple of state titles,
right.
And then Lee Meisner came in, Andy Watts, and they've just whatever's going on in Pueblo with that program, there's just a level of consistency, and it starts with the expectations of having a winning program.
Yeah, you mentioned the Cannon game shortly ago. Pueblo South with Coach Goddard. What do you know about the Colts this year?
I know they're going to be one of the hardest working teams on the field. Ryan's a guy that does not settle for anything less than everyone's best effort, and it doesn't matter if that's a Monday practice or a Friday night game. Mm-hmm. So I would expect his guys to come out, be ready, be disciplined. Coach Goddard is not a guy who's going to let his team get out of hand in a game like that.
Yeah.
So I would expect to see a cleaner game than what we saw last year in the Cannon game.
We need to see that.
And I would expect it from both sides.
Yeah. All right, real quickly, Dan, let's touch upon a couple of schools in our area who they've been consistent. They've done well in their classifications. Let's start with the Classical Academy.
I mean, you're talking about a semifinal team last year that lost by 7 points to Delta, who then went on to lose to Eaton in the 2A state title game. TCA could be one of those teams to make that jump. Delta, they've got some guys coming back, and they're going to be a favorite in 2A, but TCA's not without.
TCA's been this close year in and year out.
Right, and they've just never been able to get over. So every year we say the same thing. Is this the year that they get it done? They have a quarterback returning in Andrew Brown, who's a very talented player.
He's a good athlete, too.
And he's as long as you have that talent and that experience of getting to that level, you're going to have a guy that can help that team win games.
All right, how about the Rye Thunderbolts?
League champions last year. I think their playoff run was a tad disappointing, but when you have a guy like Dylan Hearn coming back, he's kind of been the spark behind that offense. That's a guy that can be a difference maker. Doesn't matter if it's a Friday game in February or a Saturday game in November.
All right, hey, Dan Mormon of ColoradoPreps.com breaking down the upcoming high school football season for us. Speaking of the high school football season, hey, your favorite high school football show will return. It's the longest high school running football show in Southern Colorado. The Friday Night Blitz, the season premiere, this coming Friday starting at 10:15. And Dan, real quickly, how can people find you on the old social media machine?
You can find me on, I believe it's X now, at Dan Mormon, on Instagram, at Dan Mormon _CP, or at Colorado _Preps, Colorado Preps on X, Twitter, however you know it. Follow us everywhere. We'll have all your Friday scores, not just from Southern Colorado, but from around the state, and great content all season long.
Yeah, you guys do a great job. Dan,
Thanks,
my
Rob.
man, appreciate you coming on.